Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collegeville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm at Sabia, Indian. Again, I'm telling them that Collegeville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Ford? Yeah, it's Collegeville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1 2, but we're number one. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's still easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm by my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapest crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm the back cause everybody rolling with me. K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen, sophomores,
High school, champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening to everyone, and welcome to Kahok Stadium here on the grounds of Collegeville High School. I am Todd Duke, glad that you are with us here on the Kahok Sports Network as we get ready to bring you some Lady Kahawk soccer as your Collegeville Lady Kahawks get ready to face the Lady Maroons of Belleville West. And again, my name is Todd Duke. Welcome into the pregame show brought to you tonight by Chiropractic Works in Collegeville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collegeville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collegeville. Give them a call at 618-343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollegeville.com. JV game just came to a close moments ago, and Collegeville pulled out the 1-0 win. McKenna Foley, who is a freshman, usually goalkeeper. She's played a couple already for varsity, was in there as a forward, and she scored the only goal in the 38th minute. Unfortunately, in the last closing couple of minutes of that game, McKenna got hurt, and they had to help carry her off the field as she injured a leg, not sure which one, and we hope that she's okay. And Not sure who they're going to have as the backup tonight for the varsity side of things, but if my guess is going to be correct, it'll most likely be Alyssa Huckleberry. That would just be my guess. So the JV team wins 1-0. McKenna Foley with the only goal in the game in the 38th minute. We get you ready now for the varsity contest. Collinsville comes in at 1-8-2. They are 0-6 in Southwestern Conference play underneath their second-year head coach, Judy Munoz. 6-24-4 is her current record. Belleville West, they come in at 4-8. They are 1-5 in conference play underneath Jason Mathenia's tutelage. He's in his 22nd year. He has a record of 250 wins, 186 losses, 38 ties. That's 474 games. So if he's back for one more year next year, he will definitely coach in game number 500 in his career. Well, the Lady Kahawks snapped their winless streak during the season's first 10 games with a resounding 10-1 win at Southwestern High School in Piasaw Saturday afternoon. CHS had only scored 2 goals in the 10 previous games and then took out their offensive struggles against the Lady Birds. Lady Kahawk senior Georgia Cox scored 4 goals. Fellow senior Sophia Kiefner, can't even read my own writing sometimes, and Kira Van Dyke with 2 each. Van Dyke's second and third of the season. Sophomore Ava DiGirolamo and freshman Carly Call each had 1 goal in that game. And freshman McKenna Foley, who we just told you about, allowed 1 goal for her first varsity win as a goalkeeper on the varsity side of things. Belleville West, Lady Maroons snapped a 5-game losing streak with a home win last night against Mater Dei. That losing streak started with a non-conference loss against Winnetka, which was followed by 4 straight Southwestern Conference losses at Edwardsville, Belleville, East, and Alton, and then a home loss to O'Fallon. By the way, Collinsville has already lost to O'Fallon, Alton, Belleville, East in that same stretch. They played Edwardsville a little earlier in the season. Last night's win against Mater Dei saw senior Caroline Mathenia, the coach's daughter, score a hat trick, while freshman goalkeeper Brooke Stellhorn only had to make 2 saves in that contest. Told you about Georgia Cox scoring 4 goals in that win over Piasaw on Saturday. That happens to be our guest as we continue visiting with our seniors here on this Tuesday night. So up next, my conversation with young Mitch Georgia Cox will be coming your way next on the Chiropractic Works pregame show right here on the Kahok Sports Network.
My name is Rayshawn Taylor, collegiate basketball player at SIUE. At the end of January, I had an ACL injury. I've been searching for ways to come back as best as I can after the construction. Dr. Chris introduced me to the Sofwave machine. I'm gonna be honest, at first I was kind of scared because I didn't want it to shock me and hurt me too bad. And I had heard something about it and I did my research on it, and it turns out it didn't actually hurt. It just was a good pain. It just finding where it hurts to promote the healing, and that's exactly what it did. I've actually had this surgery before. This time I feel like I'm back on my feet quicker, much faster. I'm much stronger than I was up to this point last time. And honestly, I feel like I could play right now. I'm excited to get back on the court. Thankful that Dr. Chris introduced me to this.
Schaefer Excavating and Demolition in Pontoon Beach provides complete commercial, industrial, and residential demolition and excavating services. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition is family owned and operated by former Kahawks since 1980 and have over 4 decades serving the Metro East. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition is your choice for quality and experienced work at a reasonable price. Schaefer's does jobs of any size, whether digging for water and sewer lines, site preparation, or building demolition. Schaefer's can do it all. Schaefer's Excavating and Demolition also sells backfill, topsoil, loam, and other materials. Licensed, bonded, and insured, from earth moving and land clearing to building and demolition and road construction to septic and sewer system work. Call the experienced crew at Schaefer Excavating and Demolition, 618-931-6237.
Looking for good food, good times, and good people? Look no further than the Bridge Inn in Caseyville. Just over the bridge from the Kahok Stadium, Bridge Inn features a friendly and courteous staff that serves up the coldest drinks and the best food in the Metro East. Lunch and dinner is available daily with a breakfast menu every Saturdays and Sunday morning. And don't forget about fantastic fish fry Fridays. Bridge Inn also features pool tournaments on most weekends and a gaming area for the over 21 crowd. Bridge Inn in Caseyville. Check them out at 519 North Main Street in Caseyville. Call for carryout orders at 618-344-3530. The best is yet to come at the Bridge Inn in Caseyville. 618-344-3530. Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from other coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Ragg, your Benjamin F. Edwards financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Ragg is a proud supporter of your Collinsville Kahawks and the Kahok Sports Network, as well as the Kahok Educator of the Month Award. For all of your investment needs, see financial advisor and investment vice president Jason Ragg at the Benjamin F. Edwards office in Edwardsville at 1012 Plummer Drive, or call Jason Ragg at 618-307-7048, or visit benjaminfedwards.com. Benjamin F. Edwards, members SIPC.
The Ortho Gold TRT tissue regeneration machine is revolutionary new technology. It's known as a shockwave machine. In the hospital setting, it's lithotripsy. The machine looks sort of like an ultrasound head, but it's much different technology. It drives sound waves into tissue at 3,500 miles an hour. It's a 3 to 5 minute non-invasive treatment. This is revolutionary technology. It's great for acute, which means, injured tissue, new injuries per se. Also chronic conditions. We have many people who have canceled knee replacements and shoulder replacements and treated lots of plantar fasciitis, foot, ankle problems. Overall, the OrthoGold TRT soft wave machine is revolutionary technology. We've been very excited to bring it to practice. A tremendous amount of people with it, and we're looking forward to helping a lot more.
And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network back at Kahok Stadium. Got some girls soccer action for you tonight as Collinsville gets ready to take on Belleville West as we continue talking to our seniors. This time, number 17, Georgia Cox, senior midfielder for your Lady Kahawks, third-year varsity. Let's get to know you and your family first. Tell us about the parents, brothers, sisters, and don't leave out the pets.
My mom went to Collinsville. She was a dancer. My dad went to Hazelwood Central, and he was a soccer player and ran track. And my sister is in 8th grade, and she's also a dancer.
Pets?
I have 3 dogs, a cat, a lizard, and a hamster.
All right, rattle off all their names.
Okay, Tootsie Roll, Rolo, Mabel, Skittles, Zeke, and Carlos.
There's a sweet tooth going on in there somewhere, too. All right, so you tell me mom was a dancer, dad was a soccer player, so that answered my next question about where the soccer comes from in the family. How long have you been playing soccer?
Since I could walk, forever, yeah.
Give me one of your favorite memories from playing soccer back when you were a kid.
It was one of my first rec teams. We were the Blueberries, and so I remember we would all get in our blue, and I would wear blue ribbons in my hair, and I thought it was just so fun to be a Blueberry, and that's all I really remember.
A Blueberry, there's a unique name for you. All right. Tell me a little bit about sports in the family. Who pushes you?
Both my parents push me a lot, but my dad pushes me the most, I think, because he's also a high school soccer coach in Missouri, and so he's always trying to make me a better soccer player and a person at the same time.
How about the younger sister? Is she into sports yet?
Yeah, just really dance, though. She doesn't really like to sweat or run, so...
Yeah, that's never a good thing. All right, tell me a little bit about your play so far. Let me go back in time a little bit. As a sophomore, you scored 3 goals in one season. As a junior, you scored 3 goals in one season. And just this past Saturday, you scored 4 goals in one game. Tell me about what that was like.
That was crazy to me. It really gave me a lot of confidence going in, especially this game, because I know, me and the rest of the team, we all, have it in us still, and I think that it will put us off on the right foot for this game, especially goal-wise.
All right, so you go all season long, the first 10 games, and get 2 goals. And then in one game, you get 10. How much was it of a relief for you and your teammates to put on that type of offensive performance?
It was a big relief. Like I said before, it really gave us more confidence, I feel like, because I feel like as a team, we've been struggling to have confidence when we're on the field, because at practice, we have so much confidence, but when we get on the field, we really need to put it together. And that game, as a whole, really gave us a lot more confidence.
All right, cool. Let's get to know you a little bit more. My favorite things segment. What is your favorite kind of music?
I like folk music, specifically the Lumineers. So yeah.
Well, that was my next question. Favorite group or artist? Is that it?
Yeah, by far Lumineers.
All right, let's talk about food. You already mentioned you got 3 different pets named after candy. So what is your favorite sweet snack?
Brownies.
You didn't have a pet named Brownie, though. All right, favorite salty snack?
Dots pretzels.
Those are good. I like Dots pretzels, yeah, especially the little spicy ones. All right, talk to me about restaurants. What's your favorite restaurant?
Oh gosh, Culver's.
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner? What's your favorite of the three?
Breakfast.
All right, if somebody's cooking it at home, who's cooking it and what is it?
Dad, his homemade pancakes.
All right, talk to me about school. What is your least favorite class in high school?
AP Stats.
It's always numbers with these people. Either that or that's your favorite class. I don't know. All right, so what is your favorite class?
Psychology.
All right, cool. So let me take you back a little bit. If you could pick any decade to visit from the 1900s, which decade would it be and why?
The 70s. Those are the hippies, right? That I go because of the hippies. I think they're fun.
I was waiting for somebody to say the 70s. It's the best music ever.
Yeah, it is. It is.
All right, talk to me about your future. What is the future plans for Georgia Cox?
I'm going to McKendree to continue to play soccer, and I plan on majoring in psychology to eventually go to medical school and become a psychiatrist.
Nice. All right, let's talk about soccer one more time. I've talked about this season a little bit as a whole. What do you think you and your girls can accomplish for the rest of the season?
I think we have a lot more in us that people don't really realize, and I think, like I said before, after the Piasaw game, I think we all have a new level of confidence, like on the ball and as a team, and I think we have a lot ahead of us, especially for this Belleville West game. I think it's a really good chance for us to take what we just left in the last game and bring it into this game.
All right, yeah, you lost at Belleville West earlier this year, 2-1. What can you take away from that game and use it to your advantage tonight?
I think we know that we found their weak spots, and I think this time we are ready to attack those weak points and use our advantages. Like, we have so much speed on the wings that we can use, and we've been practicing going down those wings and getting crosses in and getting on the end of them. And I think in this game, we've improved since the last Belleville West game, and we'll be able to do that this game.
Georgia Cox, thank you for the visit. Thank you. Good luck in your future, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
As Georgia Cox, number 17 in your program, we thank her for visiting us here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. We will take a break, come back, and set the starters for you on both sides. We'll do all that and more coming up on the Kahok Sports Network.
My name is Rayshawn Taylor, collegiate basketball player at SIUE. At the end of January, I had an ACL injury. I've been searching for ways to come back as best as I can after the construction. Dr. Chris introduced me to the Shockwave machine. I'm gonna be honest, at first I was kind of scared because I didn't want it to shock me and hurt me too bad. And I had heard something about it and I did my research on it, and it turns out it didn't actually hurt. It just was a good pain. It's just finding where it hurts to promote the healing, and that's exactly what it did. I've actually had this surgery before. This time I feel like I'm back on my feet quicker, much faster. I'm much stronger than I was up to this point last time. And honestly, I feel like I could play right now. I'm excited to get back on the court. Thankful that Dr. Chris introduced me to this.
Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz, and classic rock is always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl, new vinyl, and hard-to-find vinyl. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's, where you can check out the latest in audio gear, from new top-of-the-line speakers to turntables and receivers, plus all of the accessories. Rich's has t-shirts, record cleaners, turntable needles, wall art, and so much more. If you can't find what you're looking for at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Don't forget to mention seeing this ad on the Kahok Sports Network for a 10% discount at checkout. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville, or call 618-795-1333 or online at richesrecordemporium.com.
Herald Square in Cold Herald, two great additions to the Collinsville landscape. Next to the Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, Herald Square is a new outdoor multi-use event space in Collinsville. Concerts, fun and games, farmer markets, and so much more. Herald Square, a great space for Collinsville's future. And, just off the square's turf, Cold Herald, old-fashioned scooped ice cream gelato, house-made recipes, and premium sourced product. If you're over 21, ask about the good stuff at Cold Herald. Watch Collinsville grow. Herald Square and Cold Herald. Two great new additions, only in Collinsville, Illinois.
Hello, everybody. This is Mike Ogle with Ogle Auctions, and we hope you are enjoying tonight's game. And go Kahawks! Hey, check us out every Sunday night. We have an online auction at www.ogleauctions.com. Everything from grandma's china to grandma's motorcycle helmet. It's all here at Ogle Auctions every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Check us out, and we will see you soon.
And once again, we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium here at Collinsville High School. My name is Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us. We're just about ready to go here between Collinsville and Belleville West. And here are your starters. We'll begin with Belleville West in goal. You heard me mention her in the pregame show, Brooke Stellhorn. She is a freshman, so the battle of the freshman goalies here in this contest. In front of Brooke Stellhorn, you will find Madison Smith, a junior. Livy Schaefer, a freshman. Izzy Alvarez, a junior. Sydney Oliver, a freshman. Addie Gagan, a sophomore. Hannah Sternow, a freshman. Caroline Mathena, a senior. Kara Joshu, a junior. Sophia Monaco, a sophomore. And Ashlyn Webbles, a senior. For Collinsville, Carly Van Dyke will get the start in goal here for Collinsville tonight. And in front of Carly, you will find Sophia Kiefner, the senior. Ashley Giannini, the freshman. Shelby Hawk, Lainey Belandis, and Georgia Cox, all seniors. Addison Muniz, a freshman, along with Carly Call. Liliana Lira, a sophomore. And we rounded out with Jordan Gary and Kira Van Dyke, both seniors. We welcome on to the other microphone Mr. Brett Borm. How are you, sir?
Doing great tonight, Todd. How are you, sir?
Fantastic, man. Beautiful weather for some soccer.
Boy, I'm glad to have some shorts on again. Although the sun goes down, it's going to be a little chilly, but yeah, it's good to be back out here at Kahok Stadium.
All right, I know you didn't get to go to the game against Southwestern at Piasol on Saturday, but once you found out that the Lady Kahawks scored 10 goals after only scoring 2 in their previous 10 games, what did you think?
I was happy for them, not going to lie. I mean, it's nice to see a lot of girls get on the stat sheet for once. Looking ahead or looking back at the schedule and seeing Alton put 11 goals up on them on Piasol, I knew that Collinsville should be able to walk out with the W and put some goals in the back of the net.
So you were at the Belleville West game when these two teams met at Belleville West earlier in the year, and that was a 2-1 loss. Collinsville scored their second goal of the year in that contest. So give me your thoughts on that game and what maybe we can see from these two teams here tonight.
That was a very competitive game. That was a good game by the Kahawks. Unfortunately, they came out on the losing end. Belleville West has 3 players that Collinsville will have to keep an eye on. That's going to be number 7, Addie Gagan, 8, Hannah Sternow, and 9, Caroline Mathenia, who happens to be the coach's daughter. Mathenia is a goal-scoring machine. But Collinsville's freshman Giannini was able to shut her down and really showed a competitive fire that was able to kind of just be in Mathenia's face the whole night, and that really showed me something about that young freshman, how she was able to shut down a star like Mathenia.
Yeah, Caroline Mathenia leads the team this year with 17 goals. The next closest to her is Addie Gagan. She has 4, so
yeah,
that's a little bit of a difference. What do you think of our interview with Miss Georgia Cox?
Love Georgia Cox. I had an opportunity this winter. The girls played in an indoor tournament that Coach Munoz asked me to fill in and coach on the bench. And being around Georgia Cox, I mean, she is a breath of fresh air. That girl is so positive no matter what, so I can see why she's a captain. And she's a leader, and I love some of her answers, the Lumineers and folk music. I mean, that's not normal for this age group. So I like her a lot. She's a good kid.
Yeah, caught me off guard with that 1970s answer too.
Yep.
She's the first one since I've been doing these senior interviews that say 1970s.
I love it.
Yeah,
no, that was
She's
good.
like, is that where the hippies were? I'm like, well, yeah, I was there.
I like those people, she says.
I like those people. That was awesome. All right, final break coming your way. When we come back, we'll get things started here. It's Collinsville versus Belleville West, and it comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville is a T3 certified tire dealer and so much more. Sure, Mike's Automotive has tires. They can also help with making sure your entire vehicle is road ready, from belts and hoses to preventative maintenance like oil changes and tire rotation. Plus a lot more than that. Mike's Automotive has 3 locations to choose from. Mike's Automotive in St. Louis and Millstadt, and Mike's Automotive in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call Mike's Automotive at 618-345-0611. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. First National Bank of Waterloo, with over 100 years serving the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo at their Maryville or Collinsville locations for all of your banking, mortgage, and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, call the Collinsville team at First National Bank of Waterloo at 618-345-1121 or visit their Maryville or Collinsville locations or online at fnbwaterloo.bank. First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Keep your ride shiny and clean with Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville. Owner Jay Merkel and his crew at Extreme Details believe in the value of community and in helping their community hold the value of their vehicles with a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details can handle any job, whether you drive a small car, an SUV, or even a bus or RV. No job is too big or too small at Extreme Details. Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal, no matter what you drive: cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and more. Plus, Extreme Details can handle fleet vehicles for you and your company. Call Jay and the gang at Extreme Details at 618-977-1224. Check for periodic specials on the Extreme Details Facebook page. Put the shine in your ride with Extreme Details, 618-977-1224. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Collinsville Barbecue Supply is one-of-a-kind barbecue headquarters that focuses on everything barbecue and cooking, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, in-person class instruction, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts, including an in-house chef and pit master. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces that support our nation's first responder and military organizations that focus on providing aid to the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop by and see the guys at Collinsville Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of the 4-time World Championship Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at collinsvillebarbecue.com. And once again, we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. Not very happy with the way that the scoreboard is so small and tiny on this camera. So I put my own scoreboard over it because you can plainly see my scoreboard as opposed to the little bitty scoreboard that's down here, and half of it, the very top of it's cut off. So a 7 looks like a 1. So it's kind of, I'm like, I covered it up. So it has my scoreboard on it. So we'll just have to keep score ourselves here. How about that? Yeah. I say let's do it. You say let's do it?
Let's do it.
All right. All I have to do is wait for them to start the clock. Collinsville, of course, the home team. They're out there in their purple uniforms. They have numbers on the fronts and the backs in white. Little white stripe underneath the arm going down the side of the jerseys. Maroons, they're out here in maroon shorts and white tops.
Coach Munoz coming out with a different look already. Now Lainey Belandis is starting as a forward, or at least a right wing, where she normally would been serving as that sweeper position all season long. So maybe she's trying to see what she can get stirred up offensively.
Why is my clock not working? See? I do all this stuff. I plan all this stuff, and now it's not working. Oh, probably because I didn't hit start. How about that? Da, 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 da. See, isn't this just riveting radio?
It's TV,
whatever,
Todd.
whatever we're doing. All right, got to reset the game. Da 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 da. Let's start. Da, 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 da. Had all this already planned out, and then I had to go and mess it up. All right, there we go. Now I need to subtract 1 minute. Did the wrong thing. Hey, look at that. Got it right on the button. All right, we're underway. I'm underway. Oh, boy. Just love some of the stuff that happens. You know, when it's not technical difficulties, it's definitely human error, and that is definitely the case this time. All right, ball on the ground, and that's where it should be because this is soccer. And at midfield, a little bit of a battle for the ball, and Collinsville finds a loose ball, and they'll send it on up. And here is Jordan Gary, the SLU recruit. Sends it on over here to Lainey Belandis. Belandis will send it right back into the middle. And giving it a chase down is Ms. Liliana, a sophomore. I don't think I've seen her play much this year.
Nope, she's been floating back and forth between JV and varsity. She went most of the probably first 7 games without playing any varsity, and so they dropped her to JV, and she's been getting a lot of time and proven herself.
Okay. There you have it. Collinsville, a little triple team there going on against Lyra. Goes all the way back to Shelby Hawk. She gets a foot on it, but it comes right onto the foot of Addie Gagan. And Gagan trying to work herself around the defense. Can't do it. Nice job there on a nice little stand-up play by Carly Call. Ball loose. Comes over here to this near side. Circling with it is Belandis. And Belandis still trying to stay with it. And she was unable to. As coming around there was Caroline Mathenia. And that ball bounces one hopper right to the Kahok goalkeeper, Carly Van Dyke, freshman. So battle of freshman goalkeepers. Kind of strange in a varsity game.
Yes, sir.
Don't see that very often.
No, certainly not in the boys. Not on the boys' side for sure. That is not a foul.
Well, they just kind of ran into each other.
Ran into each other.
Yeah,
that is not a foul.
that was a mistake as Kira Van Dyke ran right into Kara Joshu, and Joshu went down, and a free kick coming from just at the outside of the feather dress worn by the Kahok logo. Little tap over to the far side it goes, right in front of the Kahok bench. And a big kick all the way up into the middle and the front of the box. And Sternow unable to handle it, so Collinsville comes away with it. They'll send him all the way back up to Van Dyke. Van Dyke sends it over here to this near side. That's where they'll find Lainey Belandis. And Belandis trying to send it back up to Van Dyke. I believe that was off of Van Dyke and out of bounds, so it's going to be a throw-in coming up here for Belleville West, and Ashlyn Webbles is going to take that. We're just underway here in the first half. No score yet between Collinsville and Belleville West. These two teams met back in Belleville West on March the 28th. Jordan Gary scored the only goal in that game for Collinsville, as the Kahawks ended up losing that one by a score of 2-1. Different story now. Kahawks coming off of a 10-goal outburst against Piasaw on Saturday, so hopefully that'll boost some confidence of some of these ladies, and we can pick up our first Southwestern Conference win.
Well, that'd be a great thing for these girls tonight.
Sure would be. Ball all the way up the sidelines, and on the far sideline trying to get it heading in the other direction is Addie Addison Muniz. But it's going to belong to Belleville West, and throwing it in all the way over there on the far side is Hannah Sternow. Sternow tosses one way up in the air and headed right back in that direction by Miss Muniz again, so we'll do it all over again. It's like Groundhog Day.
Let's not get in that cycle.
Yeah. Another throw-in coming up here for Belleville West. That one's got a little bit
Much
more.
better.
Yeah, a little better. That first one was like, whoops. But Collinsville finds the ball. Here is Gary. Gary sends the ball over to the near sideline here for Belandis again. Back to Gary. Jordan up this near sideline. Sends the ball over to Van Dyke. Van Dyke trying to fend off her only competitor right now, and that was Joshu.
Yes.
Now Van Dyke comes away with it.
Serve it.
Over here on this right wing, trying to find a cross. Gets it over to Belandis, and that one's knocked out of bounds, and it's going to go with Belleville West.
The build out there was excellent between Belandis, Van Dyke, Jordan Gary. We've got to get that service off, though. It's a wasted opportunity.
Back to the defense it goes. Collinsville sends it back up, and at midfield, taken care of there by Lyra. Lyra gets the ball onto our pregame guest's foot. That's Georgia Cox. Cox sends it all the way over to the far side. Back to Cox it goes, but it just misses her and ends up spinning around for a while. Trying to pick it up there was Lyra, but she couldn't. Swings all the way over to Carly Call on the far sideline, and out of bounds it goes. Feels like it's been a while since I've done a girls' soccer game. I think it has.
Oh, it has been, yeah. In fact, I think the last time we were here together, you said it was going to be a while before we were back.
Yeah. And next week, I think I have 2 back-to-back volleyball games and a softball game, so no soccer next week either.
Got it. Yeah, that just gives me time to sit in the stands with Mama.
Yeah.
She prefers that anyway.
I'm sure. What are you trying to tell me? She doesn't like me?
Oh, no. No. I think.
Whistle on the play as a Belleville West player went down. I believe Shelby Hawk is going to get called for that foul, and it's going to be a free kick from just outside of that far corner of the 18-yard box, so this could be dangerous.
Yeah, this is definitely dangerous territory, goal-scoring territory here for Caroline Mathenia.
Mathenia, as we mentioned, 17 goals. She had a hat trick last night at Mater Dei, at home against Mater Dei. And Mathenia lines things up. This is about 25 yards away. Carly Van Dyke hugging that far side post over there. Now she comes away from it a little bit. And Mathenia, she's ready to go. Here it is, and it's off the post on the near side, but a return came right out front. What a juicy rebound that was. And the Belleville West Lady Maroons strike first.
It was an excellent strike by Caroline Mathenia. Just dinks it off that far post, as you said, juicy. I'm not sure I've heard that before, but a juicy rebound.
Juicy rebound. Sydney Oliver scores it.
Lands right on the foot of Oliver, just inside the 6-yard box to hammer it home. Unfortunately.
So, unfortunately,
Collinsville's
1-0 in favor of Belleville West.
These Kahok ladies have got to do a better job of picking up their marks. The play doesn't stop as soon as the ball hits off of a post.
I was waiting to stop my clock so I could see who scored the goal, and now I'm waiting to start it because I let it run for such a long time. We're having clock problems here, kids. Now we're there. All right. 1-0, Sydney Oliver. 7 minutes in, and Belleville West has a lead, so Collinsville is going to have to play comeback. They want to win this one.
Been playing comeback all year long.
I know. All the way over on the far sideline. Throw in comes to that same corner where that free kick just came from. And back to work are the Lady Maroons. They send it back up to the young lady who just scored, Oliver, and now it comes out. Collinsville has it at midfield. Van Dyke, she's on an ocean all by herself out there. Now she's got some players catching up, and a feed that was meant for Jordan Gary just didn't go the right way, and it went right to the Belleville West player. And now here is Webbles. She'll send the ball up, but it'll get past the forwards, and it'll go all the way down and roll out of bounds. It'll be a Collinsville throw-in, and it'll be handled by Ashley Giannini.
Kira's got to do a better job of finding Jordan Gary, making that run, streaking up the middle. Unfortunately, she played it right to the foot of that defender for Belleville West.
Yeah, kicked it right to her. I know she didn't mean to,
I
but
know.
That's where it ended up. And Jordan Gary was on the move, man. She was ready to go in stride.
Mm-hmm.
So back to the defense for Belleville West, picked off by Collinsville. Nice play there. Coming up by, I can't even tell who that was. I believe that was Carly Call.
That was Carly Call trying to feed Kira Van Dyke, who's also looks like to be playing a new position again tonight. Again, changes made all across the board for the Kahok lineup tonight.
Well, Collinsville tried to step in front of the ball carrier and stop that progression, but it gets away. And now all the way out of goal is Van Dyke, and she was all the way over here to this near side part of that 18-yard box before that ball was finally kicked out of bounds.
That was a weird play because Caroline Mathenia held up like she thought Van Dyke was going to be coming out of goal to pick it up, which she should have, but she never came, or she was delayed coming, and so she was kind of out in no man's land.
Hannah Stern now throws the ball into the 18-yard box. Booted out of there by Collinsville, and we'll see if Collinsville can get some momentum going on here. Speaking of, here comes Jordan Gary. Gary can fly. Cuts through the midfield stripe. She's got Kira Van Dyke over on her right-hand side. Got to get around the first defender, which she does. Comes in, puts a shot on goal, but that one goes way high and through the football uprights. And it'll remain a 1-0 in favor of Belleville West.
It's a great attacking run by Jordan Gary from that midfield position. Just need to get that shot down, get it on frame.
Number 8, Allison Hennessy.
Allison Hennessy checks into the game. And
Liliana Lira checked out.
Yeah, we get back to action here. Loose ball. Van Dyke was on her way to it, but couldn't get there in time. And now at midfield, Collinsville heads the ball down to the turf, and then Shelby Hawk off of her head and back toward midfield, but that'll go off of a Belleville West player and into the Collinsville bench. Throw in. Coming up here for Collinsville, Georgia Cox gets a hold of it first. Carly Call will bank it off of the legs of one of the defenders, and now we have a whistle.
And I'm not sure what it's for.
Neither am I. I didn't see anything suspicious.
But it's our ball, so that's good.
That's all that matters. But Collinsville already trails 1-0, so they need to get the next tally, that's for sure, to tie this thing up. Ball back in play, sent into the Collinsville offensive zone. And there is Van Dyke trying to circle around and find that ball. It ends up getting onto the foot of Georgia Cox. Cox sends it over to the far side, but that one was hit too hard and it ended up bouncing off of her. And then Belleville West picks it up, but Collinsville, they'll find the ball once again. Over to Call. She sends it over to the far sideline. Right in between the benches, Carly Call gets it back and sends it up. Here is Van Dyke. Van Dyke trying to wrestle herself right around Madison Smith, but Madison Smith held her ground pretty well. Here is Cox. She had that ball trapped on her foot for a while, and that was picked off there by Schaefer. And then sent up that far sideline where Shelby Hawk will come down with it. Hawk sends it over to Call. Call right in front of her own bench, sends it up to midfield, trying to find Van Dyke, and Van Dyke sends it over to Hennessy. Hennessy trying to send it over this way where she had Belandis open for a moment, but kind of misstruck that as well. And here is Jordan Gary. Gary, near side sideline, sends it up, trying to free Call, but that's going to roll all the way to Brooke Stellhorn. Stellhorn on the year, 880 minutes. She's 4-7, has a couple of shutouts, both of them all by her lonesome. She's allowed 28 goals, which gives her a goals against average of 2.55. 53 saves gives her a save percentage right at 65%. For Collinsville, Carly Van Dyke has played 520 minutes. She's 5-1, has the one shutout, and 18 goals allowed by Carly. And that averages a 2.77 goals against average, 30 saves on the year, and right at 63% as far as the saves go. Georgia Cox, as we mentioned, scored 4 goals Saturday against
Too much.
Piazza. And, ooh.
Okay, maybe not.
Yeah.
That almost went through.
Yeah. And that leads the team now. Kira Van Dyke had a goal in that game. She and Jordan Gary were the only 2 goal scorers before then, so now Van Dyke has 2. Sophia Kiefner scored 2 in that game. So your leaders, Cox with 4, Kiefner and Van Dyke with 2. And then you have Call, DiGirolamo, Gary, and Hennessy with a goal each.
So
Collinsville.
In those 10 goals, Jordan Gary didn't have any?
No, she did not score a goal Saturday.
That surprises
Isn't
me.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Right in the front of the 18-yard box. Headed down and a shot there. That had some juice on it by Cox, but unfortunately for her, it hit the ankles of Josh Yu and didn't go any farther than that. Collinsville had some play a little while there in front of that 18-yard box. Here is Gary. Gary will slow the ball down and send it back to her defense. Here is Carly Call. Call puts on a nice move to get around her defender and sends it back. Collinsville, they're trying to send it back over to Gary, but that ball just missed the mark. Georgia Cox had the right idea, a little spin kick, but she kicked it right into one of the opposing players.
So far, Collinsville struggling to connect their passes and connect feet, especially out of the back, between the right back, left back. We're struggling to make those passes into the midfield.
Paul Goldschmidt with a solo home run in the first. How about that? Our Cardinals have a lead. An early lead. Nice to see Goldschmidt get that home run, man. Cardinals been struggling. I did not see this start coming, that's for sure. All right, back to action here. Sent over to Belandis. Belandis trying to split the defense. She does so. That ball might have a little bit too much miles per hour on it, and it does, and it rolls right to Stellhorn.
Right idea by Lainey Belandis, just a little bit too much pace.
Yeah, got to get those perfect touches sometimes, and sometimes they're just not there. 25 minutes to go here in this first half. 1-0 in favor of Belleville West on a Sydney Oliver goal. And for Oliver, that was her first tally of the year. As Collinsville looks to even it here. That ball goes across the end line. We're going to have our first corner kick.
Georgia Gary sells some calls sometimes, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She's able to sell it. I don't know who that was out on, but she's always making the effort to get it to be a Kahok ball.
Corner kick coming up here on this near side corner, and the kick will be handled by Allison Hennessy. Hennessy's ready. Collinsville trying to get their players in their spots. Nice low, long drive. Oh, that was off of a body up front. I think that knocked the air out of the Belleville West players. She's down behind the end line there trying to collect herself, and that ball was headed toward a good spot. If it would have went off of somebody else's body, it might have went in, but that Belleville West player kind of just hit her right in the stomach.
That was a nice ball by Hennessy.
Yeah, it was. And Lady Maroon is doing all right, trying to get that air back in, man. I know how that feels. We've all had the air knocked out of us at one point in our lives, and that's not a good feeling. That was Madison Smith. Smith's okay.
Now, my goalkeeping days, I used to fall victim to those all the time. Doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't. It really actually feels like you're dying.
Yeah.
Because you can't breathe. It's like trying to get air, and I just can't do it. Of course, I haven't had that happen in a long time, knock on wood.
Yeah, me neither.
It was back in my youth. When I used to play baseball for the Caseyville Corey League, man, I was all out. I'd dive and jump and, I did that a couple of times out in the outfield, diving for a fly ball, land on your chest, and that was it.
I'd like to see you try that now.
Nope. I wouldn't be able to get up. I'd still be laying there. I'd be screaming for the chiropractor.
We know one.
In front of the Maroons bench, and Coach Mathenia picks that ball up into his 22nd year, man. He'll if he coaches next year, he'll reach game number 500.
All at Belleville West. Is that
Yeah,
all?
22 years at Belleville West.
Gosh, I don't think I realized that.
Yeah. 250 wins coming into this one, 186 losses, and 38 ties.
Wow.
That equals 474 games. Belleville West up 1-0 here, and they are into their offensive zone looking for more. Here is the coach's daughter, Caroline Mathenia. Mathenia trying to get that ball between a couple of Kahok defenders there. Didn't work that time for her, and that ends up rolling down the back of Hennessy. And Hennessy sends the ball over to Cox. Cox will send it all the way over to the far side. And Collinsville back at it. Now it was a nice try trying to give the old give and go over there to Addie Johnson, but it got stopped, and Belleville West heads back the other way with it. Sent up by Monaco. Shelby Hawk takes it over. She just kind of skipped Lou, my darling, right around that defender over there, didn't she?
Shelby can be pretty slick. She's got some good foot skills.
21:40 left to play here in this first half. Oh, Georgia just got a hand to the face, I think.
No, was it a hand or did the ball catch her in the face? I couldn't.
I don't know. I think it might have been a hand.
I don't know, but she didn't like it.
No. Back out to midfield it goes. Georgia seems to be okay, trying to collect herself. Ball sent up by Ashley Giannini onto the foot of Hennessy. Now Cox with it. Georgia sends the ball up that far sideline. Trying to circle with it over there is Ms. Johnson. Addie Johnson. And back over to Hennessy.
Come on, go with it.
And to Jordan, off of the face of somebody out there. And now Hennessy, and that ball ends up going over the line, and we're going to have another corner kick coming up here for Collinsville.
I thought Georgia Cox was going to get subbed, but she says she's good.
Yeah, she's all right. In case you weren't with us earlier, McKenna Foley scored the only goal in the JV game, and then with about 2 minutes left to go in the game, she got hurt. They had to carry her off. And so I'm sure that was the backup goalkeeper here for this varsity squad. So if something were to happen, I'm sure you would have to get Addie Johnson back into goal.
Yep. McKenna's turned out to be a good field player for the JV squad. Come in and makes impacts daily on the back line.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a good kid.
Foley was in goal, only allowed one goal Saturday against Piasaw. So
Career goalkeeper turned defender.
Yeah. So she got her very first varsity win in between the pipes, so that was nice to see. Hope she's going to do okay. 20 minutes to go, halfway through this first half. 1-0 in favor of Belleville West on a goal by Sydney Oliver, the 7-minute mark. Liliana Lira comes in. Georgia Cox will go back to the bench, get a little rest, make sure everything's okay with the noggin.
She's a tough kid. She'll be back.
And a foul called. Is this one going to go against? It is. It's going to go against Belleville West. Collinsville will have a free kick from about 30 yards out. So a chance for the Kahawks here to tie this thing up.
This is striking distance for Jordan Gary.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. As long as she keeps it down.
Gary strikes it, and right into the hands of Stellhorn. Stellhorn has had a couple of them up high, stopped with her hands on a catch, You get a couple more miles per hour on that ball, it might go through her hands.
Yep. Doesn't look like she's real sure
Yeah.
with her hands on those balls.
Kahawks are 0 for 2 on corner kicks. And the Lady Kahawks still trail 1-0. Throw in coming up in between the benches over on the far side. Bounces back toward midfield. Collinsville, their defense sends it up, and then it's going to bounce right into the Kahawk bench. Throw in coming up here for Collinsville. They'll throw it, but Allison Hennessy went all the way over her head. Belandis couldn't track it down. Now she finally gets there. And Belandis with it will send it back to the defense. Defense, Carly Call will send it back up, but rejected over there by Belleville West. Yeah.
Trying to force it into space that's not there.
Yeah. Find somebody to kick it to. That one's
again
sent up. Yeah.
You see that's the point I want to make, is that we're not showing patience with the ball. We're not showing patience, with our distribution out of the back. That's got to get a little bit better.
So Collinsville with a throw in, and this one's going to come in front of the Maroons bench. Up the far sideline and off of the back of the head of one of the Lady Kahawks into the 18-yard box, but that is sent out by Madison Smith. And all the way over on the far side once again. This time it'll be a throw in for Belleville West. Up that far sideline. Seems like every time I do a game, everything's always taking place over there. Bring some of this action over here, will you? I'd like to see.
Hit one.
And a pass to Van Dyke and a roller, and everybody runs into each other. Ball still loose. Trying to get there was Lyra, and that ball ends up going across the the sideline. So a throw-in coming up here for Collinsville. Boy, I thought they had something going on there.
They did, and I can appreciate what Lily Lyra is trying to do there in feeding Van Dyke, but I think if she can turn and square her hips and hit that on goal, that's a goal-scoring opportunity in and of itself for her.
Yeah, I was surprised that she didn't shoot it. Ball comes in. Van Dyke trying to settle it down, and this time it's off of the legs of Gary and out of bounds, so a throw in for Belleville West in their own end here. 16:40 left to play here in this first half. 1-0 in favor of Belleville West as they get the throw in, and Mia Schaefer checks into the game for the first time tonight for the Maroons. Down and off of Mathenia, so that ball is going to belong to Collinsville, and Giannini will have another throw in over here. Throws it right into Jordan Gary. Jordan Gary was just standing there uncovered, so let her go to work. She'll send the cross over right into the middle, but off of the head, I believe, of Izzy Alvarez, and all the way over to the far side. That'll go out of bounds, and it should be a throw in for Collinsville, and it is. And here is Sophia Kiefner. Kiefner throws the ball in and finds immediately Lyra. Lyra with it over on the far sideline. Circles back around. Heads towards the box. Kiefner sends it all the way out front for Jordan Gary. She tries to settle the ball down. Not enough time to kick it, so she'll take a shot anyway off of the backside there of Madison Smith. Comes down. Lyra tries to settle it down. Takes a shot, but couldn't get enough on it. That ball was still spinning. Now it comes all the way out, and a shot and another hand save by Brooke Stellhorn.
Well, that shot by Jordan Gary looked to be like it was a laser beam headed towards the back of the net, but somebody's got their head right in the middle of it.
That's 3 hand saves there by Miss Stellhorn. All 3 of her saves have been with the hands. I think we need to start getting that ball a little lower.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea.
Yeah. Up to Mathenia it goes.
I'd like to see how she is low versus, just standing on her feet.
Mathenia. Giannini stays with her the whole way. Mathenia, turns with the ball, sends it on up to Sternow, and Collinsville rejects that effort, and back to the defense it goes. Ball headed toward the front of the box, and a one-hopper, and a save there by Carly Van Dyke. All the way out to midfield, this one goes, takes a big old bounce, and then gets farther into the defensive teeth of the Lady Maroons. Now it comes down here, and here is Van Dyke, and Collinsville's going to get to keep this one as each player wants to make one more substitution.
Aubrey Johnson entering the match for Lainey Bolandis.
And Addie Gagan comes back in for Belleville West, taking the place of Sydney Oliver. Oliver has the only goal in this game thus far. Throw in comes here right below us at midfield and popped up into the air. Gary trying to use her head. Missed it, but sent back up by Lyra. Lyra stays with it, pops it up on this near sideline, takes a big old bounce and off of the head of Smith. Collinsville will have another throw in. We're inching closer and closer toward the goal here. Here is Giannini. Giannini throws it in for Jordan Gary, who gets bumped from behind by Gagan. And Gary stays with it, sends it on up to Van Dyke. Van Dyke, a little bit of a pinch there, gets it over to Johnson. Johnson gets pushed from behind by Ashlyn Webbles, and Collinsville is going to have another free kick from about 30 yards out. This time it's going to be on this side of the field.
You got your wish.
I did. That doesn't often happen to me, you know. And Georgia Cox going to take this one.
Come on, Georgia. Upper 90, back post. You got it.
And here we go. Low and a bouncer right to Stellhorn.
She didn't get all that.
Nope, she did not.
I've seen her strike balls that she didn't get it all.
Stellhorn sends it back out to midfield. That's not my car. I get down here and I, have to park in the grass. Virginia plates. That was funny. Last time we were here, you looked at me where I parked, and you're like, you need your own parking spot. I'm like, yep, been telling them that for years.
Yep.
That's why I get here so early.
All that gear you have to haul up.
I know.
Yep. I say we put a Todd Duke parking sign out there.
Yeah. While you're at it, give me an elevator to the press box. Plenty of room underneath it.
Sure.
Yeah. Another whistle on the play, another stoppage, and a free kick coming up here for Belleville West.
We got something coming to Coach Boyd here. Yellow card.
So Coach Boyd said something that the referee didn't like.
Clearly he didn't like the call. I'm not sure why or what happened.
I'm not either. Was he writing his name down? What's your name, sir? Make note of that. So Boyd's got to leave. No, he doesn't. Does he?
No.
I didn't think so. I know players got to come out, but Boyd, he's like walking down to the end of the bench. He's like, I need some Gatorade after that. Or maybe he does have to come off the bench.
I don't think so. I think he's frustrated.
Yeah. Okay, so a bench yellow card issued and a free kick that ended up actually being a pass. And we're back to action. And here is Mathenia. Caroline has that one poked off of her foot by Ashley Giannini. Throw in comes up from Webbles and intercepted there by Jordan Gary. Jordan, she doesn't waste any time, man.
No,
when she gets
she's
that ball
so
on her
quick.
foot, she's ready to go. Just like that. Well, Aubrey Johnson tried to get her foot in there and stop it. Now she'll get it back on a feed from Gary, who in return finds Lyra. Lyra stays with it and then loses the ball a bit and kicked away there by Sternow. Sternow finds Gagan. Gagan comes up, but that's rejected by Carly Call. Ends up going all the way back now for Munoz. Munoz went over on the side, popped up toward the middle, and it ends up going past Aubrey Johnson, right to Alex Paz. Alex isn't playing, but he used to.
You did.
Oh, yeah. That one knocked out of bounds by Jordan Gary, so a throw-in coming up here for Belleville West. And we're back to action. And that ball skirted that sideline, almost went out. Nice move there by Gagan. Gagan over here on this near side gets another nice move. And then runs into Georgia Cox, but the ball spins all the way back to the defense for Belleville West, Maddie Fiesel. And they sent it back.
Yeah.
I don't know why they did that. They had the ball going forward in the right direction, and they looked like they had some room to maneuver with, too. Collinsville gets the ball back. They'll send it up, and it's rejected. Comes back over here for Aubrey Johnson. Johnson sends it over to Gary. Gary, as soon as she gets that ball on her foot, she's got that head up because she wants to see what's going on. She's got a path, splits a couple of defenders, sends it on up to Van Dyke. Van Dyke over on the wing, puts one in front, no good, and a shot and a save by Stellhorn. Boy, she came out to challenge, and that probably saved a goal.
It's a great decision by Stellhorn, the Belleville West goalkeeper, coming out, putting Sophia Kiefner under pressure, taking away that angle. That was a great scoring chance for the Kahawks.
Yeah, I can tell you what, if Stellhorn wouldn't have come out, that would have been a open shot there for Kiefner.
Yep.
All she would have had to do was place it in the right spot. All the way down for the Belleville Westers on their defense. Oh, that's a giveaway or a little mistake there, as here is Mathenia, but stepping right in front of her was the Collinsville defense, and a nice job there. Or else that could have been dangerous. Collinsville trying to work the ball back up on offense. Yeah.
Again, just struggling to connect passes.
That was a nice defensive play by Giannini, though, or else we wouldn't be talking about that. Send back up. Van Dyke, she gets there first, but has it bounce right between the wickets there. Back to the defense and deeper back to the defense. Here is Madison Smith. Smith sends the ball up. Collinsville trying to track it down, and they almost did. I thought Georgia Cox was going to get that ball after a nice little challenge there by Lyra. And now Belleville West will just bat the ball around for a little while, rolls all the way back to the Collinsville defense. Shelby Hawk skies one all the way back into the teeth of the Maroons defense. 8.5 minutes to go here in this first half, 1-0. On a goal at the 7-minute mark by Sydney Oliver. Collinsville being a little bit more aggressive here on offense and trying to keep that ball down there. Jordan Gary will get to this one first. She'll turn the corner, and with a head of steam, she'll come up on the right side, cut back towards the middle, give it to Georgia Cox. Cox with a shot, but that one's going to roll wide. Couldn't get enough on that kick either.
Nope. I appreciate everything that Jordan Gary brings to this team. One of her greatest strengths is her unselfishness, but sometimes I'd like to see her become a little bit more selfish.
Yeah, I hear you there.
You know, as far as, you know, picking the times when to shoot.
Hennessy and Belandis check back in, and a kick by Stellhorn goes all the way into the Belleville West bench. Collinsville's going to have a throw in. It's alumni night here for the Lady Kahawks. They got a couple of their former players showing up here tonight.
There's a bunch of older gals down there.
Hey, you better watch yourself
cheers.
now.
Sorry.
Better watch yourself now. Into the corner of the 18-yard box. Van Dyke had something going on there, but tried to send the ball up to Addie Johnson, but that ball never made it, and that ball is going to go across the line and end up right into the Kahawk bench once again.
I should say alumni, correct?
Alumni.
That would have been the proper term.
Yes. Here is Gary.
They're
Gary.
leading the cheers.
They are. Trying to get it up for Belandis. Is she going to catch up to it or not? That's the question. She does. Turns and has a little bit of room. Sends it over here onto this near side sideline for Hennessy. Hennessy turns the corner. Gets it up for Georgia Cox. Cox has to circle. Stops. Georgia sends one to the goal, and another hand stop by Belleville West and Stellhorn.
I'm waiting for one of those are going to go through, Todd.
I'm telling you, man. You get a couple more miles per hour on those things, and those gloves won't stop it.
It's a great job by Lainey Belandis to keep that in bounds twice on the sideline and on the end line.
Back into the Kahawk defense. Here is Shelby Hawk. She uses the head to get it up front, but Mathenia uses hers just as well. Now back to Shelby. She'll use her leg this time and send it all the way back to midfield. Van Dyke gets ran into from behind, and that's going to be a foul against Kara Joshu, and Collinsville is going to have a free kick from midfield. 5:50 left to play here in this first half. 1-0 in favor of Belleville West. Free kick will come once again from the headdress. Shelby Hawk ready to take this one. She's got some power in those legs, so she can send that thing a far way. Now,
yes, sir.
Got the wind at her back. Not much of a wind, but we do. And that one's going to get past everybody. It's going to bounce. And a goalkeeper runs into the Kahawk forward, and I'm not sure what they're going to call here.
It's a 50-50 ball.
Clock stop. Yellow card.
I don't understand that.
Against Collinsville.
I don't understand that.
I don't either.
That is a 50-50 ball.
Yeah, you're going after the ball, and Stellhorn came out to challenge just as well as the Kahawk came in to challenge. That's was that Georgia Cox?
That was Georgia. There's no malicious intent there whatsoever.
No.
It was two players going hard for the ball, Georgia Cox pleading her case as a captain. This guy's having nothing of it.
Nope.
But wrong call.
Yeah, so Georgia's going to have to go off. Well, if that could have been the other way, we could have had a penalty kick.
I think somebody needs to have a conversation with this gentleman in the middle at halftime from that Kahok bench.
Yeah.
Get an explanation from that one.
Yeah, as long as it's not Josh Boyd, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, probably true.
Loose ball over here to the near side and stepping up. What a nice play there by Giannini. Giannini got there just at the right time, sends the ball over, and now back to Bolandis. Bolandis tries to send it over into the middle and couldn't find Cox. I guess they didn't call that one against Georgia. She's still out there.
It wasn't a four. They didn't sub her.
No.
No. But it was against Georgia. I mean, he carded her. There was no sub made. Well,
we only had 10 players out here, don't we? Oh, no, never mind. I'm counting the goalie.
You know who did get subbed is Jordan.
Oh, yeah, she did, didn't she?
But maybe that was just by choice on the coach's side.
I don't know. Could have been. Jordan's ready to come back in, though. Maybe it was her.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia was just there pleading her teammate's case. That one pops off Van Dyke, but it came off of her so hard that it bounced right to Stellhorn and down. And Collinsville almost had a scoring opportunity there. 4 minutes to go here in this first half. 1-0 in favor of Belleville West. Collinsville, they've been battling, though, that's for sure. Back to the defense it goes. Here is Shelby Hawk. Shelby sends it all the way up. This near side sideline. Van Dyke trying to track it down. She's
take a corner.
Trying to tell Madison Smith, and that one will go across the inline. It'll be the third corner kick for the Kahawks here in this game. Right now, Belleville West out shooting Collinsville 6-5. Yes, we've had 11 shots on goal.
I do like the fact that Collins was getting balls on net.
Yeah,
getting balls on frame, forcing the goalkeeper to make saves. That's more offense than we've probably had, for most of the year.
Corner kick coming up for Collinsville. Corner kick number 3. That one stays low, and
good.
That one is going to end up going across the end line, or did it?
It did.
It did. And
this ball has got to get up in the air.
Yeah. Another corner kick out of it for Collinsville, so 2 in a row, 4 altogether. Yeah, that one had no air underneath it at all. So we'll try it again. This one has some air. Goes right into the corner. Oh, all the way out front. Nobody could get it. Jordan Gary does it in. Collinsville ties it up. Jordan Gary with her second goal of the year, and we're tied at 1.
Loose ball inside the 6-yard box. Went by 2-3 Collinsville players. A little bit of a scrum before Jordan is able to get the ball at her feet, turn, hammer one home for the equalizer.
Very nice, very nice. That goal comes at 37-15.
Scored by number 23, Jordan Gary. Time of the goal, 37-15, Gary.
So in the 37th minute, Jordan Gary ties things up. And we've got a brand new ball game going on here.
Yes, we do.
Out to midfield it goes. We're down to the final couple of minutes and some change left to go here in this first half. Don't forget we have the Woods Basement Systems halftime scoreboard show coming up for you. We have some scores to pass along from baseball, softball, and volleyball. As Collinsville looking for some more action here offensively.
This game is shaping up to be very similar to the same match we played at Belleville West a few weeks ago. I think we went into that game, into that second half, tied 1-1. And so far, whose name haven't you called very much?
Yeah, I know.
Seen you.
Yeah.
We're doing a good job of man marking her, and
you mentioned Carly Call had did a good job on her last time these two teams played.
Giannini,
yeah.
Yep.
And she's done a pretty good job so far today too.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, a little push from behind there. I saw that one. Everybody saw that one. You can't use your arms, man. You know?
Yeah, you can. You just got to do it strategically. You gotta do it in smart.
When the referee's not looking.
Yeah. Okay.
That was on Muniz. The referee was squarely looking at her. That one she didn't get away with.
Coach Munoz shouting some instructions there from the sideline.
The Cardinals go up 2-0. 1 minute to go. As that one rolls all the way down and ends up going out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in coming up here for Belleville West, but they'll have to travel the length of the field as the clock continues to wind down. As we approach 35 seconds to go, and that one, that one right between the legs of the Belleville West.
He was right. It's
Young
the right
lady,
call.
yeah, and it bounced off of Belandis and went out of bounds. Now Belandis will get it back. A little backwards kick there going on. Here is Van Dyke. Van Dyke trying to get there first, can't do it. Ball comes on the sideline, and here is Mathenia. Mathenia gets right around Jordan Gary. 15 seconds to go. Sends the ball up, but Collinsville's defense is there to answer and sends it right back over to midfield. Georgia Cox trying to track it down. She's being bothered by Liv Schaefer. And then at midfield, ball bounces around for a while, and that will pretty much do it for the first half of play. 1-1. I forgot to start the clock again. 1-1 after 1. And we will go to halftime. And it is time for the Woods Basement Systems halftime show, brought to you by my friends down at Woods Basement Systems, all things basement-y. Give Woods Basement Systems a call at their Collinsville headquarters office. They've been doing their thing since 1986. 618-708-4055. Woods Basement Systems halftime scoreboard show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network. Are you looking to update the appeal of your home's interior? Look no further than Hayden Interiors, LLC. Hayden Interiors, LLC is owned and operated by former Kahok graduate Nick Hayden. Hayden Interiors, LLC will help you get that new look that you want for your home. Flooring, baseboards, doorways, as well as interior renovations or interior additions. Kitchen, living room, bedroom, hallways, basements, stairways. Let Hayden Interior LLC help you find the look that you want. Call Nick Hayden today at Hayden Interiors LLC, 618-772-6790 for your free estimate. Hayden Interiors LLC, on budget, on time, every time. That's Hayden Interiors LLC. Call Nick at 618-772-6790. Todd Duke here, proud member of the Collinsville Educational Assistants Association. Whether you call us teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, or educational assistants, it all comes down to one thing: taking care of students. More importantly, your student. Yes, we are there for the teachers, and we help them in any way possible. But our goals are in line with our teachers in that we want to see our students succeed at not only being a student, but well beyond that as we ready them for the world outside of the classroom. We are Union Strong. We are Kahok Strong. We strive to help students reach their potential. We are the Collinsville Educational Assistants Association. Go Kahawks!
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
In Collinsville, call Scott Allen at 618-346-1500. Chapman Trucking, LLC. Chapman Trucking is a local Collinsville business owned and operated by 1994 Collinsville graduate Christy Chapman. With over 10 years of experience, Chapman Trucking, LLC can take care of all of the heavy lifting when it comes to hauling aggregate materials such as sand, driveway rock, dirt, boulders, and more. That includes getting your heavy work equipment to your work site where it needs to be. Give Christy a call for a free estimate at Chapman Trucking, LLC, 618-960-9346 or online at chapmantruckingllc.net. Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carry-out orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside's all-star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Lakeside Roofing, celebrating 50 years of serving the metro area. Choose experience, choose Lakeside. And once again, we welcome you back to Kahok Stadium here at Collinsville High School. Todd Duke along with you. The Lady Alumni group down there being recognized right now. Lots of them down there, and we are certainly happy they have made a trip out here to watch a little soccer and be recognized here this evening. All right, let's take a look at your scoreboard. This game is tied 1-1. Sydney Oliver scored for Belleville West at the 7-minute mark of the first half. Jordan Gary finally had an answer, albeit a little late. At the 37-15 mark for Collinsville, we're tied 1-1. McKenna Foley scored the only goal in the JV game. That happened in the 38th minute, and the JV Lady Kahawks won 1-0. In volleyball, JV, they won. They played, both varsity and JV played at the School of Medicine and Bioscience over in St. Louis. JV won in 2 sets, 25-21 and 25-23. Varsity, they played the best of 5 over there across the river in St. Louis, and Collinsville got a 3-game sweep, 25-18, 25-12, and 25-17. So all victorious on the volleyball court. Softball, the Lady Kahawks win their 2nd game of the year, and this one was a home game against Granite City. Collinsville ended up winning that one 5-4. In the world of baseball, the boys traveled to Edwardsville and lost to the defending state champion Tigers 9-3. We will have the rematch tomorrow at Fletcher Field, Collinsville versus Edwardsville. That game set to start at 4:30. We'll be on around 4:10 with the pregame show. At last check, the Cardinals and Diamondbacks, it is a 2-1 contest now. Cardinals have the 1-run lead, and that is going to do it for the scoreboard here at halftime. Brought to you by Woods Basement Systems, all things basementy. 618-708-4055. Second half action comes your way in just a moment here on the Kahawk Sports Network. The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville Kahawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes at Bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org. Looking to buy a new home or sell your current home? trust the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now, and you can trust the years of experience the Blaylock Group brings to the table. The Blaylock Group can help you find your dream home, or they can help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at the Blaylock Group of eXp Realty, 618-780-4622. That's 618-780-4622. The Blaylock Group of eXp Realty. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Lottie's Cafe offers food, cocktails, and gaming in a great atmosphere highlighted by fast and friendly service. Lottie's Cafe also offers a unique menu that features soups and salads, sandwiches and paninis, pizza and flatbreads, appetizers and desserts, as well as breakfast. That's right, we said breakfast. Unique breakfast items such as a breakfast stromboli, a breakfast BLT, and breakfast burritos. Lottie's also offers creative cocktails, a wine bar, the coldest beer around, and a video gaming area for those 21 and older. And don't forget the Lottie's Cafe gift certificates. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Check them out online at lottiescafe.com, on Facebook, or in person in the Strip next to the Walmart Neighborhood Market. Or call Lottie's Cafe at 618-223-8256. Lottie's Cafe, Collinsville's hidden gem. Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't have toys, am I right? If your adult toys consist of boats, campers, or RVs, then you need to call the GASA storage team of professionals. Winter weather in the Midwest can be quite harsh, and finding a place to properly store those expensive toys for winter can be just as rough as a Midwest winter. That's where the GASA storage team comes in, with outdoor self-storage and covered storage for your toys. They even have tractor-trailer parking, conveniently located at Horseshoe Lake Road and 111 in Pontoon Beach. GASA Storage, for the safe storage of all of your toys. Contact the GASA storage team, gasastorage@gmail.com, or call today, GASA Storage Team, 618-797-6100. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville produces their own spirits and beer on site, right at the restaurant. Pair that with some of the most unique menu items around the entire metro area, and you can see why they are such a hit. They can handle you and your family, or they can handle you and your group. Throw in the occasional live entertainment, and you can see why Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville, 618-855-8027, or online at oldheraldbrewing.com. Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our K-Hawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a K-Hawk, always a K-Hawk. Hashtag K-Hawk Family. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Brady Pest and Termite Management is your local pest control source. The Midwest offers its fair share of pest problems, and Brady Pest and Termite Management is up to the challenge. Whether it's pesky rodents in the cold winter months or ants, spiders, and other pests in the warm months, Brady Pest and Termite is your solution. And termites? Brady Pest is tops in the Metro East in termite management. Do you have unwanted pests? Then call the best. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Call 343-1790 or on Facebook at Brady Pest and Termite. The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KHawkSports.com and the K-Hawk Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org. Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipSt.Louis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884. Back here at Kahok Stadium, Todd Duke and Brett Bourne with you. Glad that you're with us. 1-1 game. It's anybody's game, so what needs to happen here, Mr. Bourne?
You know what? Collinsville still needs to keep getting shots on goal. You know, we've probably seen more scoring chances tonight than we probably have all season long, minus the Piasaw game.
Yeah.
So continue to get balls forward, getting balls on frame. You know, hopefully we can get that second goal and get the Canucks ahead. I love the fact that they were out here, 2 or 3 minutes before Belleville West. They were lined up, ready to go. That tells me that they're hungry and they want to get after it.
There's Georgia Cox striking the ball first as we are underway here in the second half. Bounces all the way back to Georgia. Then she tries to do a little step around, and the ball just kind of left her a little bit faster than she thought it would. And here comes Gagan. Gagan all the way up and over to the far side. Here is Mathenia. Mathenia gets a little separation, puts one in the middle, bouncing ball. Collinsville trying to kick it out of there, and they finally do. So right off the bat, Belleville West puts on a little offensive pressure. They get it right back in front of the 18-yard box and still battling after it. Here is Mathenia once again. She'll send a rocket shot up there and a save made by Miss Van Dyke. That would be Carly.
Okay, I was a little optimistic there.
Yeah, I think so.
I did not like that first progression.
No. And first 45 seconds was a little rough there.
Yeah.
So back to midfield, and once again, here is Mathenia over on the far sideline. Giannini steps in front of her and rockets that ball out of there for a moment. Mathenia tracks it back down, and then finally Webbles will send it on up. Collinsville back on their heels a little bit here defensively to start things off. Got to learn how to judge those fly balls a little better.
Yeah.
That one came down and around, and here is Gagan. She'll send one all the way to the other side, and Collinsville will almost try to get it out of there. That one's popped up and over the net, so a goal kick restart here for your Lady Kahawks.
Collinsville struggling in the first 2 minutes of this second half. They've got to get their bearings, regroup, get back to what they were doing in about the last 10 minutes of that first half.
We'll see if that does indeed happen. Here's Van Dyke from the ground. She'll send one all the way out off of a head to midfield. Van Dyke finds it first, and then right over here in front of us, Sophia Kiefner has that ball pushed out of bounds by Izzy Alvarez, and Collinsville will have another throw-in. Comes from Carly Call all the way up the line. It goes to Van Dyke, and then banked off. Again, nice job there by Kiefner to have the awareness to just go ahead and bank it off of Alvarez.
Find your trail, Jordan. There we go.
There is Call. That's off of the backside of one of the girls. And what did we get a call for?
Handball.
Oh, what, it hit a hand? Okay. I thought it looked like it almost hit a head.
Well, that's what he's calling. I'm not saying I saw the handball.
Yeah.
But that's what he motioned towards.
All right. This is going to be a free kick here on this near sideline from about 45 yards away for Georgia Cox, our pregame guest on the pregame show. 4 goals she scored Saturday. There's a nice one. It's heading toward the right spot, and boy, oh boy, I tell you what, Stellhorn was lucky she got a piece of that because that one was bending all the way over into that near corner. But she lives to see another day. So Collinsville will have to go back to work. Here is Georgia Cox once again. Cox sends another one up to the front of the box, but that one is headed right back to Georgia.
Good.
Georgia uses her head, pops it up in the air, and then it ends up coming down. Here's Van Dyke to Cox once again. Another shot toward the goal, and this time Stellhorn just lets it bounce over the old end line, and she'll get the new ball and get us back to action here.
40 yards out there is probably a little aggressive, but Georgia's got the foot strength. She gets inside 20, 25. She needs to be hammering.
Yeah, Stellhorn had a little trouble with that free kick.
It was like a knuckleball almost.
Yeah, it was.
I think she just couldn't get her hands to it.
Had a lot of bend on it, too. Got that wind that's kind of pushing right toward the press box. It's not much of a wind, but whatever wind there is kind of heading right toward us, so that might have helped send that ball over to that near post. Back to action we go at midfield. Here is Jordan Gary after an intercepted pass. She'll try to work around everyone. Gets it past the defense.
That's nice.
Now all we got to do is get the speed up there, and all the way over on the far side, there's a shot. I don't know. I would have.
Right?
I don't know if that went. I didn't think it went off of the player. I think that she should have slowed down a little bit and
cut that back to her right, or well, I guess it would have been cut back to her
left,
foot,
yeah.
and serve that across. I agree with you, Todd.
Yeah, because Van Dyke was coming right up the middle.
Yeah.
I think she rushed it a little bit, and she really didn't have to. So here is Stellhorn with a kick back out toward midfield. Takes a bounce off of the head of Giannini. Down. Gary tries to wait patiently for it. She does so. Sends it up on a fly to the defense for Belleville West. And now a call that's going to go against Collinsville.
Meh, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a little shoulder bump.
They were both going for the ball.
Yeah.
Off of a head, Collinsville back out to midfield. Down it goes. Stepping up his call, but she can't get there. And a little side kick will send it back to the midfield circle. And then Shelby Hawk gets a foot on it. Sends it up and now back down. Once again, here is Carly Call, but that one ends up going out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in coming up here for Belleville West and Izzy Alvarez. Alvarez still can't decide where she wants to throw it, so she'll throw it right onto the foot of Lyra. Out to midfield it goes, though, and now Webbles will send it up. And into the front of the box it goes. Nice little defensive play there by Collinsville, and then the Kahawks will get it out of there and send it to midfield and in between the benches. 34-20 left to play here. Tied it at 2, huh? Arizona and St. Louis tied. As play continues, all the way over on the far side. Popped up right in front of the box. It'll take a roll across that near side corner. And then it'll go out of bounds, and Collinsville will have a throw in. And they'll throw it up and out toward the midfielders, and then another handball called, and Collinsville will have another free kick, but this one's going to be even farther away than the last handball. I doubt that Georgia Cox can get it on goal from here.
Probably not.
It's not going to be Georgia.
Neither can Shelby Hawk.
Yeah, I know. Shelby's got some power in those legs, but I don't know about that one. Sends it up and sent right back to midfield into the circle. Jordan Gary was there, but she let the ball go, thinking it was going to come back down the other way, and now Belleville West will send the ball up. Back out to the midfield stripe it goes. Gary puts a foot down and stops that one. And then Georgia Cox sends it up, trying to find Van Dyke, but didn't take the right path. And then out of bounds by Collinsville, a throw-in coming up here for the Maroons. Once again will be handled by Alvarez. Very pleasant evening here in the Midwest.
Sure is.
Temperatures in the lower 70s while the sun was up. Not supposed to drop much while we're here, maybe around 68 by the time we get out of here. But we got an 80-degree day coming up tomorrow, and then more rain. Supposed to be a baseball game Thursday between Collinsville and Edwardsville. They moved it to tomorrow afternoon because they knew the rain was coming. And then once the rain gets here again, guess what? It's going to get chilly again.
Wonderful.
I know. Don't you love April?
What are we doing Friday? I've got a golf scramble on Friday.
Friday it's supposed to also be wet.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah, I went golfing this past Friday. Just a little par 9 or a par 3 course over at Yorktown. We played 9 holes, and I didn't par one of them. I got 1-4, and that was on the very last hole.
I've been out a couple times this year, but
been to the driving range once, and then the 9 holes we played on Friday. We're trying to ease our way back into it.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. We didn't golf at all last year. For whatever reason, we didn't golf at all last year. So after a year off, we're trying to gently find our way back into golfing action. I tell you what, we went to the driving range last Wednesday, and I woke up the next day. I was sore.
Yeah, I went yesterday, and I woke up, and I could barely get out of bed. No joke.
Isn't it lovely getting old?
It's every day.
I know.
But that's where I learned. Yorktown was my go-to. I took a college class for college credit at Yorktown, and that's where I learned to play the game.
Jordan Gary stays with it.
There it is.
Sends one, and off of the body of Stellhorn and down. I'll tell you what, I think Stellhorn was surprised at where it hit her.
Yeah, that was an excellent. I think that was a cross. That wasn't a shot.
No.
But somehow it hit her right in the chest.
Kind of surprised her a little bit. So Collinsville gets the shot on goal. Each team now with 7 shots on goal. Nice pass up to Cox. Cox will sweep it and sweep it over into the middle to Hennessy. Hennessy got a couple of defenders to deal with. She's got the better speed, I believe, as she breaks away over onto the far side, trying to turn the corner over there is one of the Kahawks. Can't tell who it is.
That's Laney.
Laney Belandis, and Belandis gets held a little bit. No call. And now the referee raises his arm up, and what are we going to have? It's just going to be an inline call?
I think it's just going to be a corner kick.
Yeah, this will be the 5th corner kick for Collinsville. Belleville West has not had a corner kick in this game yet. So another corner kick. Let's see if we can turn this into a set-piece goal.
I'm calling Georgia Cox back post.
All right.
Come on.
Ball up. And it goes past Georgia, and then it comes down right in front of her, and then the defenders get a hold of it and send it all the way back out to midfield. Shelby Hawk trying to get there first. Oh, boy.
And it's going against?
Yeah, really? Man, I tell you what. That Belleville West girl almost left her feet to run into Shelby.
How's that going against when Shelby's the one that ends up on? Here we go.
Yeah, we're going to stop the clock again. Somebody said something over there, didn't they?
It's going to be Coach Sid.
Another yellow card.
It was a terrible call.
That's a second bench yellow.
Shelby Hawk is the one that ends up on the ground on her butt, and she gets called for the foul.
I don't blame them for voicing their opinion over there, because that was I agree with you. I thought the young lady from Belleville West left her feet.
No, not a good officiating performance tonight. We'll just put it that way.
Wow. All right, back to action. Free kick all the way up that far sideline, over in the far corner now, and here is Mathenia trying to work her magic. Mathenia will send the cross right up front, but there's no one there to get it, and it'll come all the way out the other side. So Collinsville dodges another bullet. What happens? Does anything happen if you get 2 bench yellow cards in a game?
No, I think it's individual. Just like if there would be, if that would have been Boyd, he would have been done.
Yeah. All right, Collinsville trying to get back on offense here. Ball out to midfield, popped up in the air, comes down. Georgia Cox couldn't get all of it, and then Carly Call will send the ball all the way back down this near side sideline where it will bounce out of bounds, and another throw-in coming up here for Belleville West. Another throw-in coming up here for Alvarez. Off of a player and down, and then back out of bounds once again. And another throw-in coming up here. Gagan's going to handle this one. She throws it up, and it's out of bounds again. Collinsville can't catch a break here on these out-of-bounds balls. Another throw-in, getting closer and closer with all these throw-ins, and now it's going to be a throw-in coming the other way. Plenty of time. 1-1 game. Each team scored a goal in the first half. Belleville West got theirs early. Collinsville got theirs late. Here's Jordan Gary. Gary with a burst of speed. Sends the ball up over onto the far sideline to Belandis. Here she comes all the way into the box on the right side. Puts one into the middle, and a scoop up there by Stellhorn. No one wearing the purple and white could get a foot on it. If he just got a foot on it and changed directions, that would have fooled her.
You got a slow roller played into the 18-yard box, and nobody's making that run. I mean, that's the stuff that's killing us.
27:45 left to play here in this second half. 1-1 contest. And now all the way over onto the far side, Sophia Monaco gets it right between the legs. And, well, I see that should have been a penalty. She got yanked down, and there was absolutely no call. So we keep on playing. Here is Liv Schaefer. She loses the ball, and Jordan Gary finds it. Gary was trying to shove it right between the legs of Schaefer to get a little offensive momentum going, and that ball ends up going off of Carly Call. Throw in, happens real quick. Over here on this near side, Call, she tracks it down first, and she'll send it up the sideline, but to no one in particular. Yeah. Here is Gagan. Gagan sends it up front, and a shot and a goal on that far side post.
You have a breakdown here on this left side.
Hannah Sternow scores the goal, and that gives Belleville West their 1-goal lead back. Yeah. Sternow scores her second of the year. And that will give Belleville West back a lead. So all the missed opportunities offensively by Collinsville, and just a little mistake in the 18-yard box will cost them. Here's Georgia Cox. She'll send it up to Jordan Gary. Gary
Good goal, Jordan.
sends back over to Georgia. Georgia puts one on there, but she, again, didn't get enough on it.
It's her left foot, so it's probably her weaker side.
Ooh, boy. Arizona got a grand slam last night. Now a 3-run home run. All of a sudden, a 2-2 game is 7-2 in favor of Arizona. What is going on with our Cardinals? Man, oh, man. Oh.
I haven't been following the Cardinals much, but I can tell you it would seem
no pitching.
I don't know that the manager's got the clubhouse.
Yeah, I don't know that either. Tell you the truth.
Different things I'm reading and seeing, and the publicly calling out, and that sometimes that needs to be done by coaches. I saw a tweet today about who was the starting pitcher yesterday that apparently he wasn't happy.
Yeah.
Saw a little video of that and cussing as he's taken off the mound. I don't know.
I heard that too. I didn't get to see it. And I know I follow a couple of fan groups on Facebook, and all of them are calling for Marble to be fired, and let's bring Yachty in to be a manager.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Stop the
gonna
clock.
get a
I don't think
card
I've
here.
stopped the clock so much during a soccer game as this game here.
Is that Mathenia getting a yellow card?
I believe so.
Yep.
Yellow card to Caroline Mathenia. So she'll have to go sit down for a spell, and Collinsville will get a free kick, but again, it's from like 90 yards away.
Jordan Gary leading from her midfield spot here, trying to pick her players up. I love that kid.
He's a strange one, though.
He has a fascination with Mike Ditka, let me tell you.
How did we get there again? That's why I'm hitting. Man, come on now, Todd. Get the stupid clock right.
Good, Jordan. Oh, is that out of bounds? I can't see from here.
Having clock issues again. It's all human error. Human error. Nice to see the Lady Kahok softball team get a win today. 5-4 over Granite City. Zach Roseman did another fine job calling that game, and he'll be back at it tomorrow when Marion comes to town. He'll be doing the softball game on the Kahok Broadcasting Club Student Network, and I'll be doing the baseball game right here on this network. Here is Gagan. And a whistle. Gagan would have been better off taking a shot.
Probably.
Instead, she tried to pass it to
whoever that is.
Minoko. So Van Dyke will send it back out toward midfield, and off of a couple of bodies, it'll make it all the way to midfield. But Belleville West will send the ball back up. Collinsville does the same thing. Here is Van Dyke. She gets shoved from behind. And this one's going to be against Josh Yu, and Collinsville will get a free kick from midfield. Lots of free kicks in this game, too.
Yes, sir.
Lots of free kicks, lots of yellow cards. What have we had, like 4 of them issued now? 3 against Collinsville and 1 against Belleville West.
Yep.
2 of them were against Collinsville coaches.
Yep.
Here's Shelby Hawk.
That's very unusual. Our coaches usually, cut referees slack when they're not on their game. But I'm not gonna lie, this guy's not been good.
So a throw-in coming up here for Belleville West after a missed kick by the Kahawks on that free kick. Here's Georgia Cox to Gary, but she got kind of tilted backwards and couldn't regain herself in time to track the ball down. Belleville West sends the ball up. Here is Emma Hagan. Hagan all the way over on the far side. And that one's knocked out of the way by Collinsville. So a throw-in coming up here for Belleville West. Collinsville, by the way, 21-11 versus Belleville West since the 2000 season. 18-7 in the regular season, 3-4 in the playoffs. Of Collinsville's 5 wins last year, 2 of them came against Belleville West.
Those are good numbers.
Yeah. Collinsville owned Belleville West in the 20 teens, that's for sure. Here's Van Dyke. Sends the ball up, but off of the foot of Sophia Kiefner and out of bounds.
It was not a well-played ball to Kiefner, to her back foot while she's running forward. That's tough to handle.
Last playoff meeting was in 2018. Collinsville lost that one 2-1 in the regional championship game. That, I believe, was in that one that it was at O'Fallon, and we got the first half of that game played, and then the storms came, and then we had to go back the next day and play the rest of it. That was a strange thing.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. Last time Collinsville won a playoff game against Belleville West was a 5-0 win in 2014's regional championship game.
I find it hard to believe that actually the Maroons have the upper hand in those playoff games. Is that what you said, 4 or 5?
Yep.
Oh, that surprises me.
Yeah. Did me too when I was looking up all this stuff, especially when you're talking about 21-11 in the regular season.
Correct.
Collinsville.
Right.
Here is Georgia Cox. Cox sends the ball up the sideline. Stopped over there by Kiefner. Then she gets tackled from behind. And now we're going to have a free kick for Collinsville. And this one's going to be from about 30 yards out. So a chance here for the Lady Kahawks to tie this thing back up. This is the second time that Georgia's taken a free kick from pretty much this spot.
Yeah, pretty much. She just needs to slow down, focus on striking that ball, getting everything she can on it. You're 30 yards out from the goal here.
All right, here we go.
No.
Well, that one's going to stay low, and it bounces right to Stellhorn.
All right, so that's at least four that she hasn't struck very well on her own. Honestly, I would make a move here, and I'd let Jordan take at least one or two of these and see if she can have any more success.
Yeah, if you get any more.
Well, true.
Which they've been handing out like candy here tonight. Here's Belleville West. They have the 1-goal lead. They'll bring the ball up, and that was a good play there by Carly Call as the Maroons continue their push forward. Now we have another whistle.
I think you're going to see a change here. I think you're going to see Aubrey Johnson come in at left back for Carly Call. That would be my guess.
So another free kick coming up here for Collinsville, but this was the 90-yard variety. Shelby Hawk once again will take this kick. Halfway through the second half, 2-1 in favor of Belleville West. That was the final score when these two teams met at Belleville West in March. Ball sent up, past midfield. Takes a couple of bounces over everybody's head, and there's Carly Van Dyke. Van Dyke kicks it forward. Now she's trying to chase it down. Turns the corner on the left wing, puts on the brakes, sends one right into the middle, but unfortunately off of the chest of one of the Belleville West players. And now here is Jordan Gary. She sends the ball into the middle for Kiefner, but nothing doing there. Now Gary trying to track it down, but she can't, as that one ends up going off of her legs and out of bounds. So a throw-in coming up here for the Maroons. Throw in up the sideline to Gagan. Kiefner challenging her from behind. Finds Georgia Cox. Georgia got there in time for that ball to ricochet off of her, and then it finds Laney. And Belandis circles with it
all day
and puts one up into the box. Is anybody going to get there before? Nope. Not before Stellhorn did. .1840 left to play here in the second half. Collinsville needs a goal to get the equalizer.
Kiefner's got a pressured gig in there in that position. She's just trotting back. She needs to recover and defend.
Shelby Hawk will track this ball down all the way over onto the far side, just outside the 18-yard box, right now in front of the Lady Maroons bench. It finds its way to Gary. Jordan.
Georgia, yep.
Sends it over here to Georgia Cox. Cox.
She's got nobody. Kiefner's so far back now.
And a nice little assist there on the play, but that ball is going to take a spin out of bounds. Collinsville will have a throw in, and it'll be up here right around where the last couple of free kicks have been taken as the Kahawks want to make a change. Out goes Sophia Kiefner. And in comes Allison Hennessy.
Stand corrected on my substitution prediction.
All right. No, that's Aubrey Johnson.
Yeah, Aubrey's coming in. I thought she was going to come back here at left back.
Throw in comes from Carly Call.
Foul throw. That is not.
What was that?
It's a foul throw.
How do you get a foul throw?
Well, she didn't bring the ball directly over her head. Yeah, there's a certain technique for that.
Really?
Yep. And
Never knew that.
That can't happen. That at this level, we just can't do that. It's a turnover. Ball goes the other direction.
Sure
Theoretically.
does. All right, Collinsville finds it, though. Here is Johnson. Sends it all the way over, and Van Dyke sends a bouncer into the front of the box, and coming all the way out is Stellhorn before anybody could get there wearing the purple and the white. I never knew that.
Mm. It's got to be both feet planted, which they were, but she did not bring it over her head. It's just kind of lobbed it, tossed it.
Trying to catch everybody off guard, caught herself off guard. Landis couldn't track that ball down. Defense sends it back to Stellhorn. Stellhorn sends it up. Carly Van Dyke is the first one there. And in front of her bench, she'll make her move up that far sideline. Here comes Van Dyke looking to turn the corner. Trying to make that move. Couldn't get it going on, though, and the ball kicked out of bounds, and Belleville West will have a throw in.
Kahok's have the wind, right? I mean, there's a little bit of a wind going in that direction, right?
No, I think it's going at their face right now. That one rolls all the way through the 18-yard box and across the end line.
Yeah, the flags aren't moving too much.
Not too much. There's a little bit of a breeze. Nothing spectacular about it.
Not what I experienced in Kansas City this weekend with my boys group.
No?
No, gosh, probably 40 mile an hour winds. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
Belleville West. They beat Mater Dei last night. That's Collinsville's next opponent Thursday night. Here comes Jordan Gary. She gets a little pressure from behind, sends one toward the goal, and it's a bouncer, but Stellhorn is there with the save. Believe it or not, that's Collinsville's 11th shot on goal to 8 now for Belleville West.
What was the score of that game against
5-0.
Mater Dei?
Yeah, 5. No, Belleville West won.
That's what I mean, against Mater Dei.
Yeah,
Yep. Well, hopefully that bodes well for us. Was that Thursday?
Thursday, yep.
Be a little bit of a trip.
It'll be a little bit of a wet trip, too. That's why they moved the baseball game from Thursday to Wednesday.
I think they've got turf there, but I guess that doesn't matter really anymore.
No.
If it's going to be thunderstorms.
There might be, but I'm not really sure at this point. I haven't watched the news since this morning before I left for work.
It may be one of those games. I know Collinsville will want to get it in because of the opponent, but you know, it's a non-conference match. You know, it may get canceled and not rescheduled.
Yeah, could be. Matter of fact, tomorrow was the date that the baseball team was supposed to play Mater Dei. So they had to cancel that one and reschedule the Edwardsville game because obviously conference games are more important.
Correct.
But they did manage to reschedule that one for the 27th of this month at Mater Dei, so they'll get that one back.
Yeah, I would venture to guess Coach Munoz would want to get that match in against Mater Dei.
Yeah, I would think so too. Collinsville trailing by 1 goal here as we approach 14 minutes left to play here in this second half, and that ball just ricocheted off of one of the Kahok defenders, man. Sometimes I don't understand how these balls don't hurt.
Oh, they do.
I'm telling you. I'd be down for the count.
Come on.
Collinsville gets the ball past the defenders, trying to track it down, but unable to, and that ball's going to go across the end line, and it will be a corner.
That's an unforced error.
This will be the 6th corner kick of this game for Collinsville. Boy, need one of these set pieces to work every once in a while, don't you?
You do. You sure do.
It's going to be over here on this near side corner. And it's going to be Georgia Cox who will take it.
I want somebody on that goalkeeper. Get right there. You go, Aubrey Johnson. Right in front of her.
So Georgia Cox ready to go. There it is. High, stays out front, off of a head, popped up and heading the wrong direction though. Collinsville trying to track it back down while they've got it down here, but Belleville, that's a handball, yep. That ball bounced off of the turf and right onto the hand of Allison Hennessy. So a free kick coming up here for Belleville West. They don't waste any time. They send the ball back out. Hennessy gets there first and sends it back into the teeth of the defense. Over here on the near side sideline, Alvarez with it. Alvarez sends it up. Collinsville, they get there first. Here is Hawk. Shelby to Georgia. Georgia over to Gary. Jordan waits for the ball to settle down, then makes her move. Bursts the speed. gets that ball going in the right direction. She already has a goal here in this game, does Gary, and puts a shot on goal and another hand save and a loose ball, and that one goes across the end line, and it's going to be a goal kick restart coming up here for Belleville West. And I tell you what, that is probably the 5th hand save that Stellhorn has had to make in this game.
But that one was really awkward because it was almost like she was lunging forward and got her hands on it, almost like at the last minute. It was a very awkward-looking save.
So we have an injury on the ground, and we will take a timeout, step aside for just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Diamonds for Kahawks is a facility improvement project to develop a baseball, softball, and football/soccer field for CHS students and our communities to utilize. The project includes 2 baseball fields, 2 softball fields, a soccer/football field, concession stand, bathrooms, and parking. The development of this facility will benefit the band, PE classes, baseball team, softball team, and soccer team with a centralized location, ease of access, and an eye-catching complex. Please contact A.D. Clay Smith to donate to this project or visit the Collinsville Area Community Foundation website to make your tax-deductible donation today.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene at his Collinsville office at 106 North Clinton or call 618-467-8420. Do you have a big land improvement project that requires some outside help? Call Petroff Trucking Company. The Petroff Companies have been shaping the metro area since 1975. Family owned and operated, Petroff Trucking Company can do the job and do it right. Hauling, excavating, and grading, they do that and more. Petroff Companies also has roll-off dumpster rentals. They also specialize in dirt and rock sales. Petroff Trucking Company can help you develop your land for your needs. Petroff Trucking Company. Check out their website, petrofftrucking.com, or give them a call, 618-797-6100. Petroff Trucking Company, shaping the metro area since 1975. Back here at Collinsville High School, Todd Duke and Mr. Brett Borm along with you. Injured player for Belleville West was Kara Joshu. She stayed on the ground for a while, but she ends up walking off under her own power, so that's a good sign as we are back to action. Collinsville trails by a goal. Here is Hennessy. Hennessy trying to split the defense and send one over to Aubrey Johnson. Johnson then bumps Alvarez off the ball, stays with it. Nice job. Sends it over to Hennessy, and Hennessy pops one up in the air. Doesn't even make it toward the goal. Is heading a little short of that post. Carly Call is the first one to get a foot on it and send it all the way back, and then Call finds the loose ball, sends it over to Hennessy. Hennessy trying to make a move. Almost got it in between the legs there of Alvarez, but it comes up the near sideline anyway. Carly Call will send the ball back out to midfield, and a nice move by Jordan Gary. Sends the ball over onto the foot of Addison Muniz. And then Collinsville back to work offensively. And they bring it up that far sideline, send it into the box. Jordan Gary trying to track it down off of one of the players down there deep. Comes to Van Dyke, her shot. That's going to go wide over here on this near side and roll out of bounds across the end line.
If I had $1 for every time a ball squeaks through the inside of a 6-yard box in front of a Kahok player and we don't get a body part on it, I'd be a rich man.
Yeah. I could use a vacation.
At that point,
Loan
you got
some of that money.
You got to do something. You got You got to get a toe, a knee, a chest. There
was a little miss-hit there by Stellhorn. Comes all the way back out. Jordan Gary pokes it up again, trying to find Johnson. Couldn't do it. And that ball comes loose. Call couldn't get there, and she gets tripped up from behind, and we're going to have a free kick for Collinsville. What? Oh, I was going to say.
Caroline's looking like, what did I do?
Yeah. So a free kick from about 50 yards out. I'd let Shelby take this one. Georgia Cox is going to take it. 50 yards away, I would have let Shelby take this one, but that's not my call. Here is Cox into the box and kicked right back out immediately by the defense. Finds Gagan, and Gagan trying to keep the ball from going out of bounds. Jordan Gary gets there. She kept that ball in, and she comes in from the side of the box to Johnson. Johnson, oh my God, she didn't get the shot off. I was ready for her to cock that leg back and take a shot, and it just didn't happen. That one had just a little bit past the far side post over there. And another goal kick restart coming up here for Belleville West. We're into single digits as far as minutes go now. We're down to 9.5, so getting kind of late. Collinsville trails by a goal. And this time the goal kick restart going to be handled by Madison Smith. Smith got the wind knocked out of her earlier in this game. Toward midfield, didn't quite make it. Collinsville trying to keep it that way. It finds the foot of Cox. Cox has Hennessy opened up but didn't give her enough room to work with. She had to come back for the ball. And now Hennessy will turn on the Jets, come in, and there you go, right across the end line. 7th corner kick in this game coming up for Collinsville. Belleville West has still yet to have a corner kick in this game.
It was played perfectly by Allison Hennessy, getting that cross off, knowing that West defender was closing in on her that would result in a corner kick.
So another corner kick coming up here for Collinsville. One of these set pieces is going to work at some point, isn't it? Popped straight up into the air. It's going to stay in the 18-yard box, and Belandis trying to get there. Ball will come over here to this near side sideline, and it'll be Cox sending it over to Call. Back over to Georgia Cox. Cox sends one up front. There was nobody there wearing purple and white, though. And Stellhorn
Why is she not
gets
picking
bumped
that up?
off. I have no idea. A little pop shot, and that one just goes over the crossbar of the football uprights, and Collinsville had a great chance there.
She had hands. I mean, hands were available to her. I don't know if she thought that one of her defenders played it back to her, but that was not the case. She could have picked that up.
Yeah, that was a little dangerous there by Stellhorn. But she survives, and with just under 8 minutes to go, Collinsville still trailing by a goal, trying to force the offensive issue here. Van Dyke couldn't get around. They moved Van Dyke to a mid, didn't they?
It appears that way.
Yeah.
Because you got Aubrey and Laney running up top. Looks to me like Van Dyke's playing more of a wing mid now.
So a free kick again coming up here for Belleville West, but again it's going to be like 90 yards away. And the ball on the way, kicked out toward midfield up along that sideline with Collinsville. They get there first, trying to circle with it. Nice job over there. And Collinsville back again, trying to push the offensive prowess here. Gets around, and that ball is going to be another corner kick. Man, oh man, we've had enough corner kicks, that's for sure.
I was about to say I haven't seen Addie Johnson in a while, and I think that's her coming up to the line now.
I believe you are correct. So Collinsville wants to make 2 substitutions. Coach Mathenia saying something to the referee now. Oh, is the clock stopped? I didn't know the clock was stopped. Why is the clock stopped? I'm telling you, man, I have not seen more clock stoppages in soccer than this game here. And corner kick that stayed all on the ground the whole entire way.
Do we not have somebody else that can elevate the ball over there?
Well, we got another corner kick out of it, though. How about corner kick number 9? Man, corner kicks and stoppage of clocks, I think, are almost even now. Out front, off of Jordan Gary, but she couldn't get it going the right way. It's going to come over here to this near sideline, and Collinsville couldn't track it down before it crosses the yellow line. So a throw-in coming up here for Belleville West. 6:15 left to play here in the second half. Collinsville trailing by a goal. Trying to win 2 in a row. And they have a lot of work to do that, though. They have a lot of work just to tie it. Throw in, Alvarez. Ooh. Out of bounds. Another throw in. Carly Call will handle this one. Throws it up, trying to find Sophia Kiefner. Kiefner got knocked down from behind. No call. Loose ball. Far side. Picked up by Hennessy. Hennessy trying to get herself around the defender. Does so. Chips the ball up to Gary. Gary turns. Puts a cross on. Oh, boy, I tell you what. If Kiefner could have got up there with that head, that ball would have went right in.
To me, it didn't seem like it was that high above her. To me, it was right there. All she had to do was get her head on it.
Throw in.
If you're going to crash the net, you got to be willing to sell out.
Throw in, up the sideline. Collinsville's had some chances, man. Here is Georgia Cox, and she'll send that one well wide near post. Under 5 minutes to go here in this second half. A goal kick restart coming up here for Brooke Stellhorn. That one stays kind of low. And don't touch it because that went out of bounds, yeah. Throw in coming up here from Georgia Cox. She doesn't waste any time. Trying to throw it up the sideline and trying to find Hennessy, but Belleville West got there first, and now a spin move by Schaefer. Sends the ball up to Gagan. There is a nice intercept, though, by Jordan Gary. Sends it back to the K-Hawks, and she's like not looking. Settle the ball down and take a look around.
It's just patience. It's soccer IQ and having patience. There's nobody around you. Why are you forcing it?
Maybe she felt the phantom eyes closing in upon her, but there weren't any there, so I don't know. Settle the ball down, look around, see who's available for you to send it to, because she had some of her teammates down there. And now it's going to be a little shove from behind. Collinsville is going to have another free kick. This one's going to be from about 40 yards away. And Georgia Cox will take a free kick from the far side this time.
I like this, pushing Shelby Hawk up into the play. She's aggressive with her head.
Cox sends one high, right in front. Down, and again, it bounces over the head of Kiefner. Second time that Kiefner couldn't get the head on the ball. So another goal kick restart coming up here for Brooke Stellhorn. Stellhorn sends it over here to no one in particular. Collinsville will have another throw in, so offensive possibility still alive here for the K-Hawks. Thrown in, ball comes down. Who wants it? Sent into the front. Sent up there by Belandis. Belandis will send it over to the far side, but yeah, well, nicely done. I thought for a minute there that was going to be over the head of Hennessy. Belandis with it once again. She'll send one into the front of the box. It's chipped, and Belleville West got away with one there because Kara Joshu, the injured player just a little while ago, chipped that one, and it went backwards, and fortunately for her, Stellhorn was right there. 2.5 minutes to go here in the second half. Collinsville desperately needing the equalizer. In the center circle, Georgia Cox over to Hennessy, and Hennessy trying to fend off Gagan. Throw in coming up here for Alvarez once again. Off of call, back to Shelby Hawk. She'll send it right back to the direction it came from. And now Kiefner does get a head on it. Sends it down. Here is Gary.
Georgia.
Jordan sends the ball up, and just a little bit too much on that ball. And a little grab there, and the referee definitely had to say something there, didn't he?
Yeah, and you could argue a yellow card to Lady Belandis for that, for making contact with the keeper.
Yeah.
It wasn't
No.
egregious,
No.
but
Just a hand on the hip. That's all it was. Here's Jordan Gary. Gary has the only goal in this game for Collinsville. Sends the ball over here to Hennessy. Back to Jordan Gary. Nice give and go. Gary turns the corner, and that ball is sent over the end line, and Jordan Gary wants it real quick. They want a corner kick. Oh, they're not going to call. They called it against us.
Oh, whoa.
Man, oh, man.
Who made that call?
I'm going to guess the guy in yellow out in the middle of the field.
I'm almost certain that ball deflected off of a Belleville West defender.
I would agree with you there, sir. Under a minute to go. Ball comes out Hennessy trying to track it down. She can't. Jordan Gary in frustration just sends the ball across the sideline. Alvarez will throw the ball in, but she's not in any hurry to run out there and get that ball, is she?
Nor would I be.
Nope.
Till the referee makes me.
That's off of the back of the head of Hennessy and out of bounds, so we'll do it again. And all this is just taking precious time off the clock, time that Collinsville does not have to give. Comes in, bounces over everyone, and Call will send it to the sideline, and it's going to stay with Belleville. So they'll waste the rest of this time, and this throw-in will pretty much do it. There's only 10 seconds left. They'll throw the ball in, and it'll go out of bounds again, and that will end up being it. So Collinsville ties the game in the second half, but Belleville West scores a goal here in the second half, and that is all she wrote. So, man, I tell you what there, Mr. Bourne, Collinsville, 9 corner kicks. They outshoot the Maroons 12-8 and still end up coming on the wrong side of a 2-1 score.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It was a very similar style game to what we saw at Belleville West. The good thing is Collinsville was able to generate a lot of opportunities, which has been their struggle all year long of finding offense.
Yeah.
Now we just need to find a way to, not put the ball at the goalie's chest or the goalie's hands, and how do we find the upper 90s and the low corners. So.
All right, sir. Thanks for being up here once again. Appreciate you.
Sure.
All right. We'll see him in a couple of weeks, as I'm not really sure off the top of my head when we have our next girls soccer game. All right, so break time for us. We're going to come back and put the wraps on this. We'll recap all the scores from other sports in Kahok land, and we'll do that here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the Event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background-checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
Welcome back into the post-game show. Final score, Belleville West wins here tonight by a final score of 2-1. Each team got a goal in the first half. Collinsville scored by Jordan Gary in the 37th minute, but it was Sydney Oliver's goal in the 7th minute to give Belleville West the early lead, and then Hannah Sternow picked up her second goal of the year, and that ended up being the final tally, 2-1. JV team won here this afternoon. They won 1-0 on the only goal by McKenna Foley. The boys volleyball program, a clean sweep of the School of Medicine and Bioscience over in St. Louis. JV won 25-21 and 25-23. Varsity had a three-set sweep, 25-18, 25-12, and 25-17. Lady Kahok softball team won at home this afternoon against Granite City 5-4 for their second win of the year. And the baseball team lost to Edwardsville at Edwardsville 9-3. A rematch of those two teams taking place tomorrow at Fletcher Field, and that is our next game. We'll be on the air around 4:10 with the pregame show, and first pitch is set to fly at 4:30. Zach Roseman will be back over at the softball complex where Collinsville is due to take on Marion. That is also a 4:30 scheduled first pitch. Big thank you to Georgia Cox for joining us on the pregame show. Another big thank you to Brett Borm joining us on the other microphone. My name is Todd Duke, and until tomorrow afternoon, everybody have yourself a fantastic rest of your evening.